Quit looking for snacks.
Sorry.
Let's make dinner.
Okay. I don't often join.
I know. I didn't. So I'm not really on either camera. The secret recipe that we're doing with that ricotta is gnocchi, and since Alyssa is Italian, and I don't think you know how to make gnocchi, thought maybe
Pathetic.
hashtag pathetic. I thought maybe we could teach you to make some gnocchi.
Okay.
So ricotta gnocchi, not potato gnocchi. Slight difference. Let's make it. So we're gonna just start with the ricotta from last night, and we're gonna blend it. I want it to be fairly smooth. I have like 13 ounces in here.
Mm-hmm.
You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round.
I've never used this before.
I'm not
Does
surprised.
that tell you about, the amount I'm cooking? Is that good?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay.
So this is gonna add richness to our gnocchi. And one of the reasons why we drained it, our ricotta, so well when we made it the first time is the more moisture you have in the ricotta now, the more flour we're going to have to add to it later, the denser the ricotta gnocchis are going to be. And we want pillows, not bricks. Get the last little bit out of there. It's like I always say to my cooks, the profit's in the corners.
You say that?
Yeah.
You're pretty funny.
Why? It's why Wendy's doesn't make round burgers. Well, they don't make round burgers because they don't like to cut corners.
Are you serious?
They don't like to
They
cut
do not.
corners. No. They'll tell you, they even say it.
So that's just a marketing ploy.
Yeah,
Making
we
a
don't
square
cut corners.
burger. Okay.
But I do tell my cooks that the profit's in the corners. Actually, what I hear when she starts talking about finances. Do it again.
What?
Yeah, that sound. And I'm gonna take this pot and tie string between the handles. Alright, so I'll GoPro camera it.
I'm putting this in here, okay?
Yep.
Or do you want to try to get more out of this?
That's fine. I mean, profits in the corners, we paid for that.
Exactly.
Finance lady. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie this twine as tight as we can across this pot. And our gnocchi method is gonna be somewhat of a cross between a potato gnocchi and a Parisian style gnocchi. Have you heard of Parisian gnocchi, Liz?
Nope.
It's where you use like a choux dough, like pâte choux, to make gnocchi. Where you pipe it.
So you grind up shoes?
Yeah. When we go to pipe, or when we go to make or form our actual gnocchi dumplings, we're going to use a piping bag and fling it across that wire, which is how you would make a Parisian gnocchi, or one of the methods in making a Parisian gnocchi. We're going to add 1 egg to our ricotta now. That egg is going to help bind it and form solid. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons, or heart spoons in this household, of grated Parmesan. Mix it together. Let's get this actually getting hot first. Let's season it with some salt, because we season everything. We also need some flour. I have bread flour. This is left over from when we made the Japanese milk bread.
tablespoons, I guess.
Yeah, like 3 tablespoons. Again, we don't want a lot, because then we'll just end up with a dense dough. We're also not going to work it very much at this point either. That too will give it a density that we don't want. Pretty easy, right?
Yep.
We use this knife just to scrape them down. They package these with a hole cut in the tip already.
Yep.
We're gonna make that a little larger. So that's ready. You wanna cut the mushrooms?
Sure.
These are called Maitake, aka hen of the woods, aka sheep's head. Blanking on the scientific name right now. Griffala frondosa? Maybe?
I don't know what you're saying.
So we're gonna need to remove the core, which is right here. So basically just cut it across there, and then we'll use our hands to kind of break it up into smaller pieces.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Did I salt the water already?
These are much easier than regular. Well, not regular. What do we usually like? Little portobellos. I get these always if I knew how easy they were.
Your next task after that is going to be cutting up the preserved lemon. So I preserved these, I don't know, a couple years ago. It's equal portions of sugar and salt, and then you cut the lemons in quarters, not quite all the way through. You shove as much sugar, salt, and then I also have pickling spice in here. You shove as much of that into there as possible. You put it in a mason jar, let it sit for a day, flip it upside down the next day, let it sit again, flip it again. So we do that 14 days in a row, and then they're ready to go. And actually what we're gonna do is we're only gonna use the zest. The rest of this pith is garbai. Actually, I might as well just cut it while I'm at it. Julienne. And then mince.
You cut it faster than me.
Yeah, why did you come in here with a sweater on in the first place?
I don't know.
It is literally the middle of July.
And it's 96 in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Kill me.
You wanna try it?
Yes.
It tastes very citrusy. You get a little bit of the big flavor, right?
Yeah. Salty too.
So that'll help season the final dish. I think we're gonna also put in some peas and some pistachios and some dill. This is Mama Z dill. Do you want to cut up some Mama Z dill? You can use the stems and all.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
They're actually, maybe this one will take off the stem. That's a little fat of a stem, but the smaller, thinner stems are just as delicious. This one even has the flowers still on it. Little blooms.
Do you like roll it up or anything?
Yeah, I like to stack it up on top of itself just to kind of combine it all together.
It's dangerous to let me have a knife in here.
Just be slow, be careful about it.
Is that good?
Yep. Keep going though. And since we're gonna add that like right at the end, at the same time as the
I can't see my scales.
yeah, they can see them on this one.
Look from far away.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dish is gonna be made because of my dill cutting skills, and no one's gonna know. I saw them. That's the fancy schmancy knife that Brendan only lets me use for videos.
That's a good job right there. I think we can leave the pistachios whole. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Otherwise, I was going to make you wash that and we could just blitz it in the machine. What do you think?
I like leaving them all.
You like not doing dishes? Okay.
But I also wanted them whole.
Okay. Okay.
Are these dishes bugging you?
A little bit. I normally wash them when I have time while making vids. Because I don't like a lot of dishes hanging around. This is one of my favorite spots right here. In the entire apartment, actually.
I've seen that. You like to eat there.
This is where I eat lunch every day.
Oh, Brendan's gone. We'll get our dance group on. We should leave so we can have our alone time with the viewers.
You know I can edit any and all of this out, right?
Yeah. Probably all my stuff is gonna go.
Alright, so now that we're up to a simmer, in a pipe,
Me?
if you want, but I'm just kind of showing how, as you
it's done. You drag it along the
pipe a
string.
length, yep.
That's easy.
You want to try?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it down a little bit too.
Are they
I don't-
supposed to be that big?
Yep.
Like that? I'm not as uniform as you.
You want me to do it?
We were supposed to wait for
I just want them to float and cook a little bit for a couple minutes. That way we know that the egg is set. But notice it's not a rapid boil because we don't want it to blow them up and turn them all to hell and back. A little longer.
They taste okay.
They're light and pillowy.
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 Pillow. The
Mhm.
spring makes it a lot easier to make it uniform.
Yeah, the other way, if you had a big kitchen and lots of equipment, you could pipe them onto like the back of a cookie sheet and then use a knife to cut them. And like freeze them and cut them to get really clean edges. But this method works too. So Liz, when I have a job and you're at home and you eat cheese for dinner, is this how you eat your cheese for dinner or what?
No.
Eat cheese or die, as my dad and I used to say. So I'm gonna add a ghee, because that's what I have and like.
So when you tasted that one, how did you know it needed more time? Was it like a little gummy?
No, it wasn't gummy. Ooh, that's nice and smoky. I should go disconnect the smoke detector.
Why is it so smoky?
I guess we should get the peas in there too since they're frozen. So I'm not afraid to use frozen peas. I know a lot of people like look down on using frozen vegetables, or some canned vegetables, but this is one of the ones that I think does really well when it gets frozen or picked and frozen right away. And pistachios. While I'm thinking about it, we're gonna salt and pepper our mushrooms and peas.
You guys have gnocchi at the restaurant?
Not ricotta.
Yeah, you were doing that dish.
The potato gnocchi with chanterelles and apricot butter.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. Are you gonna put all the rest in there too, or they ready?
Yeah, just about. We'll add maybe. Do you want to add some cream to it, or do you want to just leave it lighter? why don't we do this then? We will add the gnocchi, a little bit of that pasta water, and a little bit of whole butter. When we toss it, the butter and the water will emulsify. Beurre monté.
What's that?
It's the fancy French way of saying to mount with butter.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically make a sauce with the butter in it. Kerrygold as always. So that maybe like a tablespoon and a half. We're gonna gild the lily with some cheese. Actually,
Yeah.
let's do the crispy cheese. Or do you want to do just regular shredded?
Shredded.
Oh crap, we forgot the preserved lemon and dill.
I don't know. Could we just put that on top?
Yeah, we'll just stir it in our bowl. Cheese?
Mm-hmm. Looks delish.
Take 2 just in case.
Take 2 just in case. Thebomb.com.
Yeah, you like that?
I like it deep down in my Italian soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Would that make your Sicilian ancestors happy?
Mm-hmm.
Did that save me from the Sicilian necktie another day?
I think so. One more day.
At least one more day.
One more.
And it is pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really easy, and especially if you're not making the ricotta yourself,
Mm-hmm.
really easy and amazing. Also, what are these mushrooms again?
The Maitake / hen of the woods / Griffella frondosa / sheep's head.
I don't know why I hate cutting mushrooms. It doesn't make any sense. Probably everyone is fine with it, but your hands get all dirty, and I'm not a fan. Especially like baby bellas. Get these mushrooms from the store.
Can we call them creminis?
Okay.
Mm.
Why?
Because I like the word cremini better.
Okay. These ones literally crumble in your hands. Best thing ever, and they taste way better. So
Yeah.
very good mushroom to use.
The nice thing is, no, I don't. Somebody must have smelled it, trying to get in and
Probably.
trying to get their own bowl.
I don't think I ordered anything. You
No.
though. Just
Amazon.
like Jan, package every day.
Amazon showed up already today. Don't worry. The nice thing is you could put anything on these.
It wouldn't be butcher box, right?
No,
Mm-mm.
that's in August.
Okay.
Um,
You can put anything on them.
yeah, like brown butter and sage when it turns to the fall. Yeah, I know. I just said the magic words.
What the basic B words?
Mm-hmm.
Brown butter, fall, Uggs,
Yeah,
cozy sweaters.
pumpkin spice lattes,
Oh, so good.
sweaters.
So good. I can't wait. It's 96 currently in Philly. Save us.
Speaking of it being 96 in Philly, we turned off the AC so that you guys could hear us.
This is sacrifice.
Yeah, we actually refilmed this a second time just to make sure it sounded all right. We're going to turn the AC back on. We're going to enjoy the rest of our dinner. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace up, A-Town down.
Town down.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Yeah, that's good work.
Okay, that's enough.
That's enough out of us. All right, guys.
Bye, peeps.
Like, subscribe, share,
Yes.
hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. It will get my videos, sorted out through the YouTube algorithms and
Smash the like button.
smash the like button.
Smash it.
And come back for another video. Later, guys. Thanks.